Hello and welcome to Science and Sorcery. You are joining us for our Playing for Palestine series. My name is Dagmar. I'm the host and creator of Science and Sorcery, and I'm joined here by two crucial team members who have helped to make this all happen. Our producer, Sam Langford. Sam, tired?
Tired but excited.
And our own Palestinian team member, Khalil Thurlaway. Khalil, also tired?
Always.
There we go. We are raising money for a Palestinian charity over the next eight TTRPG one-shots. And we're hoping that you will join us in this and take part in every way that you can. And for a little bit more information on how that could work, we'll pass it over to Khalil.
So we're going to be raising money for the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. The PCRF is a non-profit organization that tries to help address some of the medical and humanitarian needs of young people in Palestine. Now, on top of the decades of occupation, expulsion, apartheid, ethnic cleansing, the recent surge in genocidal violence by Israel has really exacerbated all of those needs. So things like food, water, shelter, medicine, sanitary products, other essential items, are all going to be really, really important once aid can get back into Gaza. Now, that may be one material way that we can try to make a difference, but there are other things we can do. I think Sam's going to talk about some of them.
Yeah, so of course nobody can do everything, but everyone can do something. And as well as our fundraiser, we also are dropping that into the chat, but also a whole bunch of other things that you can do at home, actions you can take. They'll be landed in the chat just now. So we can all do even just one little thing. So whether it is you watching this stream and joining in and sharing this and sharing what we're doing and putting those calls out, then that is great. But there's anything additional that you can do from the list we're just dropping, please do go and do that. But otherwise, we just want to say thank you so much for watching, for donating, for all of the people who you're about to see on the screen playing. Thank you so much. And thank you to Dagmar, to Khalil, to Alex, and to Rachel and our core team for helping bring this event together. But I'm going to pass back to Dagmar before we wrap up.
If you needed more motivation to donate, we've also got some fantastic giveaways. So thank you also to everyone who's donated to those. You can win some incredible things if you donate to our Tiltify campaign. That being said, without further ado, we hope you enjoy whatever's coming after this. And if you can't make this stream or one of the other ones, they'll be available to watch on YouTube, and the Tiltify will keep running for a wee while. So send it to your friends, send it to your enemies, and we hope you enjoy.
Stay informed, stay vocal, stay active. Free Palestine, we love it.
Free Palestine. See you, folks.
Free Palestine.
Greetings and welcome to Science and Sorcery, Playing for Palestine, I would like to speak to the manager. My name is Khalil Thurlaway, and I'm going to be guiding these four wonderful players through a slightly updated version of the first one-shot that I ever wrote years and years and years ago. If you don't like this story, I'm going to have to take it very personally. So I hope you enjoy it. He's got my dice out. And this also is a reminder to me to just quickly thank once again the lovely people at Valkyrie RPG, if their logo will show up. They are friends of the show. They gave us some really, really lovely, beautiful dice. And they're a small business, and so we should always support small businesses in our kind of passion areas, such as TTRPGs. So give them a shout. If you use the code Sci and Sorcery, you can get a discount on your order. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's lovely dice. Okay, so with the business out of the way, let me introduce our wonderful players today. So first off, let's go with Aida.
Hi everyone, my name is Aida. My pronouns are she and her. I am a Latina woman of color. I'm queer. I'm an immigrant in the Netherlands, and I'm really excited to be here. And I'm going to be playing Do. Do is her pronouns are she and they. She is a pronghorn servant druid, and she needs to speak to the manager, but she's having trouble putting it into words. But there's some really nice, brave people who will hopefully help her draft her letter a little better.
Can't wait to meet more of Doe. Rick.
Howdy, I'm Rick Perry. My pronouns are he, him. You might know me from working on Dimension 20. Very, very excited to be playing here today. And I'm playing Sir Nibbles, a tiny little mouse guy.
And I absolutely love that your ears appear to be slightly glowing. They're reflecting some light, which it's beautiful. And then Alfredo.
Hi, I'm Alfredo. I am a science communicator. My pronouns are he, him. You might know me from the internet. And I'm going to play Clue Casaud, who is a bit of a hermit. He's a wizard living in the woods and pretty much being forced to get on this adventure just by circumstances of this manager that we will be speaking with. So he's very, very much not happy to having to leave his comfy home where all his stuff and all his books are. So he has some anger issues to resolve with his manager.
Small dogs bark loudest. Kai.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kai. I use he, they, and she pronouns, and you might know me from my work on Transplanted RPG or other tabletop shows and projects. And today I am playing Kepler the Younger, a hooded crow who is a noble feature of his flock. Yeah, pass it on back to you, Colin.
As we said earlier on Twitter, inside us all, there is a crow trying to get out, and I'm really excited to meet this one. So, without further ado, let's jump into the story. Oh, I should add that the donation thresholds, if we pass any of those, then the audience will get a chance to give an inspiration point to one of our player characters. So, Sam, I'm sure will put a poll in the chat at relevant times. So let's see where that ends up going.
And can I also give a quick shout out for the amazing character art that Alex did for us?
Yes.
Oh my God, they're gorgeous. They're precious. I love them. Thank you so much for bringing the characters to life that way.
Yeah, Alex has created some incredible art for us over the couple of years that we've been around. But I would say this is some of their greatest work.
Just fantastic.
Okay, so let's meet the characters behind the art. First, a little bit of an intro. Welcome to Attenland, a place where magic is in the air. Well, more precisely, it's in the ground. The bedrock here is packed with magical minerals, and this causes this arcane energy to suffuse into the soil, the water, the plants, the animals, and the people that live here. Attenlanders come in all shapes and sizes, and the boundaries between people and animals are somewhat blurred by the magical nature of the ecosystem. From the cliffside communities of Arakocra bird people, to the Grung folk who thrive in the fertile swamplands, to the wise and long-lived elephant-headed race known as Loxodon, and untold other groups, the anthropomorphic animals populate this continent far and wide. These magic rocks that suffuse the area have long been part of life around here, and people use them to do everyday things like light their homes, cook their food, make medicines. Recently, however, a large merchant company has started mining them on an industrial scale, using the minerals to power the very machines that mine them. And the waste from mining and processing all of these magical materials is disposed of as twinkling sludge or clouds of shimmering smoke. And this waste magic finds its way into the soil and living things of Attenland and has been damaging and warping all life it touches. While magical and fantastical, the local ecosystem has always maintained a sense of relative balance, a kind of dynamic equilibrium. But since the mining began, the landscape's been changing in sudden and unpredictable ways. A swamp once brimming with life becomes a toxic, hypoxic mire full of foul-smelling slime, populated by strange warped remnants of its former inhabitants. Mountains begin to belch toxic fumes, and geysers of acid burst from the rocks. Whole forests have simply disappeared. You are the champions of some of the various peoples of Atalanta, chosen as representatives by an emergency council called to address the growing threat. You are charged with a great and noble quest to lodge a formal complaint at the headquarters of the merchant company in question, situated in Dinero City. This will surely lead to a reasonable resolution of the current predicament. Elephants, birds, horses, frogs, we're all people after all. Good luck to you, heroes, and may the magic of the world guide your way. So, drone shot, zooming in, flying low, you see a landscape pockmarked with patches of miscoloration and change and necrosis. But as we zoom in, we see a kind of winding road that makes its way across the landscape towards a large city in the distance. And we zoom in a little bit further, and we see 4 figures walking on the road. So what do we see when we look at Kepler?
Kepler is probably the tallest member of our group. He stands proud and upright. For a hooded crow, he has his black feathers on his head and then the white hood that kind of hangs over him, which leads into a chain shirt. But his chain shirt isn't just chainmail. Looped into the rings, anywhere that you can see, there are little items, small keys, rings, stones, maybe a keychain or two, all looped in among the protective chainmail. And it glistens in the sun, and he makes little tinkling sounds as he walks with his strange, sort of still head-moving gait every step, his little clawed feet seemingly to walk both like he is a lord in a great hall and still a crow. And as he does, his great sword kind of lays across his massive back, and it's almost as long as he is. And his long feathered wings and seemingly fingers at the end sit elegantly across his puffed chest, and he's walking and just lightly humming to himself.
Amazing. Clue.
Clue is a lot shorter than Kepler. He's wearing his robe, is carrying his staff, which is a little bit falling apart, sorry, and is mostly muttering to himself quite angrily about having to be out of the house and doing this, being chosen. Let's hope that we can do it very quickly and can go back home for dinner, and it's all good.
So we've got
Yes,
two people kind of slightly in their own heads a little bit. So Nibbles.
Sir Nibbles, probably the smallest of the group, really small, tiny, in fact. A little mouse wearing a very nice suit of chainmail with a tabard and a shield with a cheese crest painted on there, carries a rapier, probably quite nervous and sort of like falling behind a little bit and then speeding back up and then sort of cleaning himself off and feeling slightly uncomfortable, like maybe he doesn't quite belong there, and just sort of watching what everyone else is doing, and very quick in his movements.
So then Doe.
Doe would be height-wise shorter than Kepler, She is a deer humanoid, a deer person, but her long antlers would be maybe go longer than Kepler, but she doesn't count those for height. It's the head height that matters. She wears a long pink poncho where it carries a staff with a blooming morning glories on it. And as she's walking forward with it, she has this piece of paper and she keeps scribbling on it. She's like making these confused faces, squinting faces, and then sort of nervously looks around at anyone like if they'd be interested in hearing what she has written. Everyone seems in their own thoughts, and where's Mr. Nibbles?
I'm here.
Oh, hello, Mr. Nibbles. How are you doing this fine walk?
I'm good. It's actually Sir Nibbles.
Oh, I apologize. You are clearly a member of nobility and must be addressed with gallantry. Sir, do I have to bow? I'll bow.
No. Definitely not.
Sir Nibbles.
And
yeah.
Your name is Doe?
I'm Doe.
Right. Okay.
No. I was wondering. Oh, because you are nobility, you must be really good with words, right? Is that right?
Yes.
You're looking for words.
Sure. Yes.
You have words? I am in need of words. And Doe pulls out the parchment paper she's been scribbling on. Well, my community asked that I go on their behalf, like all of you, to go talk to this manager, manager, and
The manager.
the manager,
Adger.
the man, Mr. Dear man Adger, and to write how they are affecting the community because I don't know what to say, and I started. Let me know if this is good. I hope this letter finds you well. You must be very busy. I'm so sorry for bothering you. So please read this only if you're okay. How's it going so far?
Feel it.
I would
lacks
make it.
some... Go on.
I would make it more aggressive.
What's
A
that
lot
like?
more aggressive.
I don't understand.
You're doing fine. Please continue.
Would you like a piece of paper? We can trade drafts.
I don't think I want to deliver my message by words and paper. I have other means in my head of how I'm going to deliver my message.
What's that like?
Through
magic.
loquacious emphasis. Magic.
Emphasis.
Magic.
Okay, so the notes are aggressive, magic.
Sir Nibbles, would you like a ride?
Sure.
And Kepler will actually just kind of like slightly lower and put his tail feathers on the ground.
I'll
that you can
quickly
climb
like
on.
scamper up.
How smooth is the ride on those like digitigrade legs and with that kind of corvid walk?
It's a little bit like gliding, but it's got a big bob to it as he goes. But he's just getting increasingly more concerned that he's going to step on Sir Nibbles because he can't fully like look underneath himself.
The view up here is incredible. Thank you.
So on
My
the subject of
pleasure.
the view, Sir Nibbles, the path kind of takes a bit of a kind of downward trajectory, and you are it picks its way through kind of a kind of acrid scree slope, and you see in the distance the kind of the festering remains of a swamp and these kind of unnaturally long-limbed figures kind of picking their way through what remains. That's in the distance, but how does that make any of you feel or react?
Oh no, that looks bad.
I started to growl underneath my breath as I stare at the scene.
Looming monsters.
So sad.
Yeah, these are you can, if anyone wants to roll kind of nature or arcana or anything, any ability check that you feel is relevant.
I'm gonna roll Arcana. 19.
Anyone else?
Oh,
Dirty 20 on nature.
Nice.
4.
Who got a 4? Kai got a
Nah.
4.
9 on
Yeah.
nature.
Okay, so oh, Doe, you've been granted an inspiration point from the chat, so you can either use that on this or you can save it for later.
I would like to save it for later, please.
Yeah, there are probably higher stakes roles. But yeah, Doe and Kepler, you see this and it's just like, man, this is fucked up. Sir Nibbles and Lou, from different angles of understanding, Clue knowing how magic works and Sir Nibbles knowing how the world works, how living organisms and ecosystems work. You both know that these kind of long-limbed, very distant kind of scavenging monsters definitely used to be like beast folk like you, of some description. Hard to tell what they once were, but you know that's the very I don't want to say the human cost because it's not humans. The personal, yeah, the people cost of this ecological crisis. And you know the road doesn't seem to be taking you close to that swamp, and you're getting close to the city now. But that you two have that knowledge.
This land has been affected as well, it seems. Is there no land that was untouched by this?
And those were like us. It's just monstrous what this company has done to the land and its people.
Okay, so with that, we're gonna, unless anyone has anything else they want to do on the way, we are gonna compress the rest of that journey, and you make your way into a huge walled city. This is Dinero City. The guards at the gate and the people that you pass seem surprised to see animal folk in the city, but not like bowled over shocked. You're not kind of generally getting hostile looks at all.
That's nobility. I point at Kepler's shoulder.
I think some of the people can't tell whether you're pointing at Kepler or Sir Nibbles.
Neither can Kepler.
And it's easy to find your way to the company building because you had been told that it is like the big golden tower, and you see this huge like spike-shaped golden tower in the distance. So it's easy to kind of pick your way towards it, and so you find yourselves at the base of this huge gold spike of a tower, and there are a set of large, kind of ostentatious glass doors in front of you, through which you can see a marble lobby.
So
Steel
cold.
yourselves.
Wow.
More growling.
The manager is in there.
Should be.
What? I didn't write check, but what does the manager look like? How will we know we're talking to a manager?
I will assume that is staying at the top of the tower. And that's where we need to go.
I'm sure there's a sign or a name tag. In my flock, we just can tell we dress the part.
I sort of
That
look
sounds-
around at the street there and say, it seems like this land has not been affected by the work of the company.
Hmm.
Yeah, you don't see kind of any evidence of kind of ecological mutation or anything like that, because you haven't seen a huge amount of ecology really. There have been some like plant pots here and there, but there's a lot more pavement, a lot more brick, and the people in this city, there aren't very many beast folk at all. It's mostly your humans, your elves, your dwarves, your gnomes, that sort of thing.
Doe would like to just kind of inspect the handle of the glass doors and just kind of tap it with her staff and try to cast druid craft, try to get some sort of botany or plant life on, like.
As you
Boop.
approach the door, it goes and opens before you can touch it.
I can do
Pepplin
it.
jumps backwards.
It goes.
Do it again.
Oop. I think I understand why it does that. Doe very confidently turns and looks at her group. Should I do
You
it
have
again?
magic that opens the door.
I do have magic that sometimes opens some doors. Okay,
Then
I'm
we
going
shall
to.
speak to the manager.
Okay, I'll boop it and let's all go through.
You get close and
Hurry, hurry!
you all go through, and
Well-
behind you it goes. And you find yourself in a large marble atrium. I'll leave it up to you to how much your character understands the concept of an atrium. It is a large marble chamber that echoes with the claw taps of Kepler, the hoof taps of Doe, and the light pads of Flu. And you see in front of you a circular kind of reception desk type thing, and there is a dwarf sitting behind that desk, kind of tapping away on some kind of contraption. And then at the back of the room, you see some broad, grand, kind of, those stairs, those kind of sweeping stairs with a little kind of mezzanine. And at the mezzanine, there are two large metal doors. At the base of those stairs are a gnome and a bugbear. They're in some kind of uniform. They appear to kind of be surveying the area.
Pardon me, good dwarf. Are you the manager?
Oh, hello there. Welcome to Magical. I'm afraid I'm not technically a manager. I am a reception supervisor, though. Can I help you?
We're
I would
here
like
to
to-
see the manager.
Which manager? This is a large business interest. There are several. Oh, do you mean the CEO? And they point over their shoulder at something that you hadn't really actually clocked when you first walked in, because this whole room was so grand and so much to take in. But as Kepler had been talking about just before you walked in, surely there would be some kind of sign. Surely they would look the part. There is a gargantuan portrait, like an oil painting the size of a Kim Jong-un banner, above those metal doors at the back of the room. And it depicts a very haughty looking human male with kind of golden swept back, mid-length hair with a slight wave to it. He's in a dark pinstripe suit, three-piece, and he has a look on his face of like smug contempt. Oh, so that would be Sir Godwin Glitterbelly. He's not easy to get an appointment with. Do you have an appointment? Oh, and apparently the chat has awarded Kepler some inspiration, which
Thank you,
we
chat.
can take as having predicted the portrait.
I sort of hop down onto the desk off of Kepler's shoulder, and I lean back, almost falling over, trying to see the magnitude of this portrait, and say, yes, we have all been appointed to come here and speak to the manager. I am Sir Nibbles.
Oh, Sir Nibbles, lovely to meet you. I'm Thraney. And you see that Thraney is it's hard to tell how they kind of present gender-wise. I mean, it's quite common with dwarves. They have a lovely, full, very nicely groomed beard, and a bit of makeup that says public-facing, but make it corporate. And they say, Sir Nibbles, a pleasure. My name's Thraney. Let me just check on the calendar.
Greetings, Thraney. Yes, thank you very much.
And how is that spelt? Is that like the Nibbles? I'm not seeing anything here.
Maybe check under Squire Nibbles. I just recently was changed to Sir Nibbles.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. You didn't update our records. Squire. I'm really sorry. I'm still seeing nothing. What's the manner of your wanting to speak with someone in management? Maybe I can direct you to the correct department.
You see, I think we all have a similar issue. I live in the burrows in the ground, and there's been this kind of goo that has been coming in, and it sort of burns your eyes and your throat, and it's making everyone sick. And we've had to close a lot of the burrows and move a lot of the mouse folk into new burrows. It's causing major problems, and we understand that it has to do with some sort of business interest of this place.
Magicorp hears you and is here for you. If you would like to register a complaint, I can direct you to the customer services department. They are on the 4th floor, 20th room. So if you just head up into the elevator, that will take you to the appropriate floor. I will unlock the 4th floor on that from you right now.
Is that where the Godwin Glitterbelly will be found?
Not per se, but this is where a lot of people work who will be able to assist you in processing this little misunderstanding.
That sounds
Little.
amicable and diplomatic.
That's what we do here at Magicorp.
I just
Okay.
need to clarify. What you're doing has been not only impeding good Sir Nibbles's home, but also my flock. We've lost some of the energy we need to subsist. It's more than a little complaint.
Oh, I'm sure, of course, I absolutely understand your grievance and appreciate you for sharing. The complaints department on the 4th floor, I'm sure, will be able to deal with this significant misunderstanding.
As they're talking, slowly yet surely, you can see Kepler starting to puff up, all of his feathers just beginning to raise a little bit. 4th floor.
We can try it because as Drainey says that they are about listening and helping, so surely that's what's going to happen.
I agree. Let's try. Let's do this.
So,
I growl, but follow everyone. Shooting dagger at the painting.
as you growl, you see the two security guards kind of put their hands to something on their hips and kind of look at you. They don't necessarily start moving towards you or anything, but you can tell that they're kind of ready for any kind of misunderstanding.
I look and stare at each and one, and then give a big smile.
Yes. So they let you pass, and you head up these grand stairs, this kind of mezzanine landing. And you as you approach these doors, they don't go, but there is a little glowing circle next to the door. On the wall.
So if I tapped my staff on the glass doors, it opened. Okay. Doe's gonna step back and cast Storm Whip at it. Yeah.
At the door.
At the glowing red.
Oh, the glowing circle.
Yes.
Yeah. As the as the plant tendril appears and kind of towel whips the lift button, the doors go. Bing.
Remarkable.
Hurry!
I commando for summoning this room.
Wow.
And you press the button for the 4th floor. It's the only it's the only button that's lit. So there are these rows and rows of circles, all the way up. So it goes up to 68. And so there's one of them that is glowing, and that's the 4th one. So you press it, and you feel the kind of the room move, and you can feel a weird sensation in your stomach because, like, I'm not sure how many of you have been lifted by something before. I guess Sir Nibbles, you've been lifted occasionally.
This morning.
This ain't your first lifted. And then it stops. Bing! 4th floor. Complaints and customer service.
As we all shuffle out very quickly.
Quick.
So you tumble out of this lift, and the door shuts behind you, and you find yourself in a kind of office bullpen, with all the kind of like dividers. Like if you've seen The Matrix, that kind of like Neo's office with all those cubicles, classic shit. We all know that. And then in front of you there is a smaller reception desk, much less grand than the one downstairs, like a regular desk.
Do you suppose this is for all complaints? I have other complaints.
Maybe different floors have different complaints.
Does anyone see Glitter Belly sitting here? I try to look over around the walls of the desks.
You don't see Glitterbelly, but you do see a tired-looking elf, and she is kind of resting on the desk like this, and you see that she has a little name badge on that says Jilly, she, her.
Excuse me. Hi, Jilly.
Hello, welcome to the complaints department. How can I help you?
Oh, thank you for welcoming me. My companions and
You're
I
welcome.
would like to talk to the manager CAO Glitter Belly because we have some concerns about our homes.
Okay, so this is a business environmental impact assessment request complaint. So you got two options. You got your normal track, which is for a class 3 grievance or below. And then there's the optional fast track if it's a class 4 grievance or above. That does go straight to the boss man because he likes to run them personally. He's got a 100% clearance rate for those. So the process is a bit more involved, but you're guaranteed some kind of resolution in an expedited time frame. Or there is the easier route. You can submit a low-level complaint here and wait 4,000 to 10,000 working days, not including holidays, for the community satisfaction team to address your application.
Well, you see, back home in the forests, the grasses aren't growing, and a lot of families can't find good food and places for nesting. So that has to be solved as soon as possible. So whichever one of those can resolve that, that would be nice.
So for a class 4 grievance, it has to be a metaphysical abnormality that affects 3 or more non-contiguous towns, communities, or biomes. Says here.
Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 here currently.
Okay.
And the situation is dire. So yes,
I'm sure it is,
expedite.
and Magical appreciates your desperation.
Thank you for appreciating it.
You're welcome.
So kind.
People tell me that all the time. So
That's
you're gonna
nice.
want to get a form over there from records management. Get that all filled in, then go and get your visitor IDs, and then you'll
And
be
we
shown
give
through
those
to
to
the
Glitter
lounge.
Belly, right?
Well, those will allow you access to the lounge area, and then your appointment for Glitter Belly will be expedited and come within the day.
Oh, perfect. My friend wants to be home in time for dinner, so it would be nice to be able to do that quickly.
Of course, we also have some snacks and refreshments available in the lounge if you progress that far. You are welcome to those once you become legitimized visitors with passes.
You're not real?
Not legally.
I'm not real?
In certain definitions, but I mean, who is?
Are you real?
1,000-yard stare.
NPC, am I real?
Takes 1,000 psychic damage. Jilly is kind of
The forms, they're that way.
Yeah.
Sorry, forms. Yes, absolutely. They are real. I am real.
Doe reaches her hand over and like sort of hovers, like waiting for a bit of like consent before touching it. Like,
yeah, are you real? Sure.
Boops the hand and casts guidance. It's for flavor, but she would feel any skill she was about to do would get an extra D4. But there's some sort of encouraging, positive, reaffirming, gentle energy that maybe is the polar opposite of this corporate hell. That's
I
all
love
Doe
a flavor
knows.
cantrip. I love a flavor cantrip, and I love that. And so, yeah, she kind of takes a bit of a breath and says, "Yes, the forms you can get from Barb's in record management." And she kind of stands up and kind of points over to another corner of this bullpen where you see a cubicle with a kind of like there's some kind of body or flesh poking out the top, it's almost like a hill of skin, like above the height of the walls of the bullpen.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you, Julie.
She looks you in the eyes and says, "No, thank you."
Okay.
As we kind of scoot away, is it one barb, or many barbs?
I have heard about this magic where sometimes barbs are silver and they can really mess you up.
I can
Some
also
people get very
grow
upset by those.
barbs.
As you approach the corner of the big office room, your questions are answered, and it is a huge, kind of somewhat lumpy physiqued, very muscled humanoid. This is an ogre, and Barb's is kind of, like Mr. Incredible style, but like more kind of hunched over this like seemingly laughably tiny desk, with like a specially modified keyboard for her huge fingers. And she turns to you and goes,
Barbs! One barb.
"Barbs!"
We're here for the complaint form.
Boom! And then kind of grabs a handful of the same form multiple times, just in her huge hand, which kind of they flutter onto the desk in front of you. I mean, it's just one form a million times, but she kind of points with her kind of big finger to one page of it, where there's a section that's kind of the nature of your complaint, and there are kind of multiple sections for multiple different entries, and she points and goes, 3 or more. And so that's the reference to the fact that you're going to need 3 or more case studies of how this pollution is affecting your homes, and all the kind of rest of the boring information on the front of the form. And she kind of knocks over a cup full of pencils in an effort to pass one to you.
And Kepler starts to pick up all the pencils. Just there's so many pencils here. Kind of inspecting them as he goes. Well, shall we begin?
So, what are you going to write in the complaints form? Why are you here?
I think Kepler, while holding the pencil, just kind of leans over quickly and is going to write lower magic in the region where the flock lives. Unstable.
Okay, and how is that affecting
supply?
How's that affecting the flock?
Not enough ambient magic for the flock to continue to live there.
Wow. So climate displacement, but make it magic.
Yep.
Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. I'll look at Kepler and say, the forest where I am instead has quite the opposite. Too much magic, unstable. Well, a lot of the other hermits have come to my house, and are now camping on my property. And I can't be a hermit anymore. This doesn't matter. That doesn't don't include that in the form. But
sorry.
The magic is unstable, and it's twisting the trees into something terrifying. It's twisting the people into monsters, and it needs to stop.
Powerful stuff. Who's up next?
Doe will write that in the woodlands, there is effectively pollution after effects, choking out plant life, choking out places where trees are growing and stunting growth. That means Miss Robin cannot have a good nest. That means that Mixed Gopher has been displaced again. That means that Mr. Salmon is not wanting to visit the river this year, and this is very problematic.
Okay, whole ecosystem disruption. So Nibbles.
I will just grab a pencil and start writing that the burrows have been there's this seepage coming into the burrows, which is making it uninhabitable, and the people who are exposed to it, the mouse folk who are exposed to it too much, are they're becoming ill, and they have this sort of like rage, and it seems to be like affecting their bodies and changing them, and our healers are working very hard to try to help people.
Okay. It was really difficult for me because, very kind of heartfelt description of like the impact of pollution on community, whilst really trying not to laugh at the giant pencil bit. It just got me.
It's all I wanted. The moment you put paper on here, I was just like, I need to know.
Can I be greedy and ask for fan art of that, please? Someone, universe, anyone?
Please. So, having filled out the 4 content sections of the form, and let's roll. We can roll someone can roll an intelligence check to fill out the boring admin of the form.
I'll grant guidance, so add a D4 to that. Whoever's looking to finalize the form, though, is like put a reassuring hand on the shoulders, like, this is going to be the best form ever, and we'll all go home on time for dinner.
Does anyone want to help as well as that?
I will
roll
help.
a 12. Okay. I roll a 12. I have a +3, and then I'm gonna do the oh, sorry, you said D4.
D4.
D4 from guidance,
D4.
and if someone is helping, then you can roll with advantage.
Okay. 3. So I'll re-roll that. Oh, 19 +3 +3 is 25.
Ah!
This paperwork is impeccable. Like, you guys don't have much of a frame of reference for like it, but like, trust me, all the letters are inside all the unreasonably small boxes. None of them go over the edge. Like it.
I take out of my robe a small pair of glasses.
Are they little pince-nez? Like with the
yes.
ones with no arms?
Well, my ears are too big for the to have glasses, and start doing all this very precise form filling.
Amazing. I'd love to see a corgi do paperwork. More fan art, please. Yeah. And so you hand it back to Barb's, and her eyebrows go up, and she, respect, and puts out like a huge meaty fist for a fist bump.
And I have a little paw that
you boop it. She looks down as if she kind of like barely felt it, and she grabs a kind of a stamp and an ink pad, stamps the form so hard that the desk kind of all the little pencils jump, Yeah, so Nibbles, you get bounced up in the air a little bit.
Ooh.
Also, because her fist is so big, there is like the stamp of the rubber stamp and also an ink print of like this part of her fist, like across a big part of the document as well. But it's still legible because it's red on black writing, so you're all good. But it's got a lot of ink on it. And she kind of points at your chests, Burgess, and kind of points over to another corner of the bullpen. And she goes, Burgess, Roy, nice fall.
Incredible handwriting.
Beautiful, truly.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Keep up the
you've
good job.
impressed both of the members of staff that you've met on this floor so far. This is really nice.
As we walk over to the next area, what a strange, strange journey we're on.
Truly.
No one's talking to each other. Where I come from, people talk to each other a lot and in many different ways, but everyone looks so busy, but it's so quiet.
Yeah, you do hear like the occasional like bit of kind of murmured or muttered talk, but it's always half of a conversation. Like someone's talking to someone who isn't there.
Where I come from, silence is very important, but it's a happy, content silence. There's something foul about this silence.
Hmm.
Something
It does seem a little
evil.
sad here.
Yeah, even the lighting is a bit off. Like it's not quite, it's white, but it's not quite the white of the sun that kind of changes over the course of the day. This is a white that seems almost blue. Like it's almost kind of acrid on the eyes. That's not the right word, but you know what I mean.
Mm.
I'm used to a whole flock chittering and chatting. This is quiet.
Also, like, I don't know if this is true about hooded crows. I'm not a big bird fact knower, but some birds can see in wavelengths beyond what humans can see. So if that applies to crows, then you're going to be seeing some mad shit from these lights.
Oh yeah, like the weird bird auras. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So you get to the area that the Barbs had pointed at, and you see a small desk that's actually in the corner of the room. It's not even in a cubicle, and it's a very small desk because sat behind it is a very small little guy. This is another mouse folk, and he's wearing a little badge that says Roy, he, him. So Nibbles, could you roll a history check with advantage, please?
That was not very good. A 5.
It is the first mouse folk you've seen since entering the city. In fact, probably one of the first beast folk that you've seen since entering the city. But like, to see one who looks so similar to you is surprising.
Sure. I will walk up to him and Roy.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Magic Court. How can I help you?
I am Sir Nibbles. Do you work here?
Yes. Are you from the Burrows?
Yes. I've just arrived today with my friends.
Need some backup.
Are you from the Burrows too?
You don't reckon? How old are you?
Not terribly old.
I don't know. Maybe it was before your time. But I was sent on a quest to investigate, when the land started changing, and you would know that this was like a couple of years ago. So in mouse time, maybe you were very young then, maybe you don't remember,
Mhm.
or maybe you just, had a brain fart and didn't remember this local celebrity. But people here call me Roy, but my name is Sir Skitters.
Sir Skitter.
And I was sent, when all this started, I was sent on a quest to investigate and find the cause of this plague. And I found these gargantuan metal monsters, and I followed their offspring back to the city. But then, once I got here, I had to survive on my own. There are no berry bushes to forage around here, no tasty bugs to catch, not even land to farm, really. To eat, you need to work for someone else, then they give you money to give to someone else to get food to survive. I thought I'd just get a little part-time gig to tide me over while I investigate, but everyone I applied for asked me for a bunch of certificates from this place's schools, and apart from this place. So I haven't given up on my investigation. It's just, work has kind of gotten in the way. I've been busy. And so this, you surmise that this knight of the Burrows has been working as a kind of intern at Magical for, well, you don't know how long because you rolled a 5.
Sir Skitter, where is your armaments? Where is your armor and your shield?
I'm not allowed to wear them in the office. Apparently, it's not professional attire, which is technically true. It's martial attire, but I do miss it.
Well, things have gotten much worse at the borough. People are having to leave whole sections. Many people are sick. This is a major thing.
It's reached the boroughs.
Yeah, deep into the boroughs. His lordship, Sir Jerry, was going to come here and deliver our demands to the manager, but it's gotten worse even in the last few days, and they sent me instead, and I don't know if I'm really up to the task, but we're going to go talk to the manager. You should come with us.
Sir Nibbles, my brother, you are not the step knight, you are the knight that stepped up. Remember that.
I will do my best.
So, I can be of assistance to you in your quest, even without my armaments. For I control access to the laminator. And he points at this machine. So this is so what I've been really doing as I've been working here is making the visitor ID badges for people who come on site from outside. We don't get that many, so it's kind of quiet work actually, but be nice to blow the dust off the old camera and get out those sheets of plastic. Okay, so and he kind of scrambles up a bookcase and like pulls on a cord, and like a blind, like one of those white screens comes falling a bit too fast down to the floor, and he kind of, mice can actually survive a pretty decent fall because they're so small and fluffy. Their terminal velocity is pretty chill. Don't ask me how I know that. I didn't. The mouse jumped. It wasn't pushed. And so Sir Skitters kind of dust himself off. So if you will stand in front of this one by one, I will take the pictures and get your IDs sorted. So who's up first?
I will go first.
Okay, so Clue, you trundle up in front of the screen. Roll me a performance check to see how good this photo is. So,
It's a 9.
okay, so it's not terrible, but like it's kind of like an old person's selfie. Like it's kind of like for some reason, because you've got quite a long head, because you've rotated like a little bit the wrong way, the foreshortening has really made it look a bit weird. But it's fine, it's still recognizably you. just not
Okay.
it's not a flattering photo of you. Who's up next?
Did that hurt?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, there is a flash, and maybe that's what made you move in a weird direction. You kind of startled by the flash, and so you got the chin.
I tried to put on a brave face. No, it did not hurt. I was just startled by it.
Oh,
You look at
okay.
Doe, and she is a shimmering mass of colors that starts to dissipate slowly towards her face over the next few seconds.
I'll give it a try then. Okay.
Roll a performance check for the brave face, Lou, and then whoever's taking the photo next, Doe, roll a performance.
I rolled a natural 1 for a total of 2, and I assume my photo looks like this. Off screen even.
My brave face is 11, so I think it's just as good as my photo. Not as bad as Dodo.
Doe's is truly abysmal. Yeah, it's only got part your face. Yeah, your eyes are kind of rolled back from the flash. Like somehow you're pulling like a weird face that like moves your mouth in a weird way. Maybe like your horns snag on something.
That hurt in here.
Ooh.
After I see the photo. But
yeah.
if it's what it takes to save my community, it's okay.
We all have to suffer for our duty. We respect your sacrifice. Who's next?
I'll step up. I rolled a 4.
Not in the photo.
Again, it's not quite as bad as Doe's. It's not quite as good as Lou's.
Maybe I'm really small in the picture.
Yeah. Yeah, you can tell it's a mouse. Kepler.
Probably should have picked you up.
Yeah.
Of course, this.
Yeah, it's
this
just the
is
top of Kepler's ears.
Yeah. The thing is, this is the silliest thing to roll a natural 20 on.
I was gonna say, come on, charisma class.
Of course it would be Kepler.
For a
Kepler
total of
is
22.
Oh my god, Kepler is serving looks. Okay, so tell us. Show us.
Like he walks in front of this pull down low lighting DMV photo, and it's like when the photo is taken, like he was made for portraiture. And
it's
he
a lovely like
puffs his chest
3/4
out.
angle.
It gets all of the little bobbles on all of his chain.
There's a really nice glint on his eye.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like an anime glint.
Yeah. It looks like it was fully like Annie Leibovitz posed, photographed, the whole thing.
I think you get the impression that if anyone had any doubt as to like the legitimacy of Doe or Sir Nibble's ID, they're going to be too distracted by this incredible headshot to really pay much attention. So I think that really turned things around.
I pat Sir Skitters on the back. You're really good at this.
Thanks. It's my 4th time. We've just had a hydrate check from the chat, so everyone make sure we're staying hydrated. That's kind of too sugary to be hydrating, but delicious. So you then so Skitters kind of takes these kind of print out to these pictures and puts them on these cards. And as that gets put through the laminator, they change size to be appropriate for like your body to wear. It's magic.
Sir Skitters, I have a question, but it's more of a feeling. We've met some nice people here, and I'm sure I don't think that they're personally responsible for what's happening in our homes. Like we met Thrainy and Jilly and Barbs, but I don't feel that what we're doing with them today and now is going to solve the problems we're experiencing also now. Or am I mistaken?
Well, the systems of this bureaucracy are, I've come to learn, if I'm honest, are constructed somewhat deliberately to obfuscate things like this. And but it's okay. It's okay. It seems like you've got a class 4 complaint, which has mixed blessings. It gets you immediate review by senior management.
Does the review fix the problem?
It resolves the problem. There are some people who've come out of there very happy. There are some people who haven't come out.
What do you mean? Some people that haven't come out?
I mean, to get out of the boardroom, you come through the lounge, and then the corridor passes the lift shaft, and so you can see when the lift is going to past the 68th floor, because it stops being available. So we know when people come and go. Thrainy gossips. They're fun. You've met them, but there are some people who come out and they seem to have resolved their issue in some way. And there are some people who just don't come out.
And they don't fly out.
They might fly out.
I could be. I'm not aware of the the window layout up there. No one ever goes to the 68 plus 1 floor. Really, it's that's where the executive suite is.
Based on what you're telling us, then I think it would make sense for us to go directly there.
Well, yep. Having a grade 4 complaint actually gives you that. What I can do.
Thank you.
And Doe and Sir Nibbles, could you both roll charisma checks, please? And I think Sir Nibbles, I'll give you advantage for being a mouse.
Okay.
Total 16 for Doe.
Oh my gosh. We're rolling so bad.
Get the bad ones out now.
Yes, that's what's happening. We're getting them out. That was a 3 with advantage.
Wow. I think Skitters looks at you, Nibbles, and sees a kind of. I think you see two things in his eyes. One is that he looking at you saddens him because it reminds him of his failure, and the other one is a little bit of like, this is who they're making knights nowadays. This boy, because Sir Skitters is an older mouse, but like even sitting at a desk, he's kind of, you can tell that he imagine a super athlete who then got an office job for a couple of years. So still, and he's an old head. But Doe, kind of those big doe eyes capture his attention, and draw him across. And said, "What I can do is I can give you like an bypass access that basically means that instead of waiting to be called up from the lounge area, you can just use this card on the lift and it will take you past the 68th floor. And so
Wow.
you won't have to wait to be called. Although the downside to that is that Mr. Glitterbelly doesn't like being interrupted. So, that might not help your case, but it will, allow you to do it on your terms rather than, with class 4, he'll normally come to you within, by the end of the day. But I'll give you the option. And may the magic of the world guide your way.
Sir Skittle, can I ask if you learn anything else in your investigation that can be useful for our complaint?
Honestly, I'm just an intern. I don't really know that much about what goes on apart from what I get from gossip from Thraney and from some other people, but no one really knows what goes on the 68th plus 1th floor. I mean, that's where the executive suite is. It's where the boardroom is. It's where Mr. Glitterbelly spends pretty much all his time, as much as we know.
Well, I think we have some concerns, and I think if we just speak from the heart, we can have an understanding, and everything will be resolved, and our friends and our families and our communities will be okay, and you can go home for dinner.
I really, really hope you can, because I need to be free of this place. And I can't leave. Honor won't allow me to leave until this is done, but the cost of living won't allow me to get this done. So, Sir Nibbles, Doe, Kepler, Clue, you are appreciated.
I walk up and extend my hand and sort of do like a honorable sort of knight handshake and say, Sir Skitters, we will do our very best to resolve this issue, and then you will be free to return back to the burrows where you are needed. But if you are not, I will bring back word of your brave sacrifice and let your story live on among our people. And then I'm like, is it okay if I hug you?
So Skitters was like halfway into a kind of like respectful bow, and then kind of goes, "Oh, a roll a persuasion check."
That is a 13.
He kind of hesitates and goes, "Okay, fine, but don't tell the others about this part."
Okay. And I give him a hug. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good question. And he touches his kind of biro to his chest in a kind of martial salute.
I hold up the ID badge. Say, I will treasure this forever.
Well, actually, when you leave, you do have to hand them in.
Okay. I will treasure it for a short while.
Treasure it. And so he leads you to a door at the side, takes you through to a kind of lounge area. It's a kind of break room, pretty well appointed actually. There is kind of a sofa area and some like tables and a coffee machine and a water cooler and stuff like that. And this seems like there's, because you have your visitor badges, no one is kind of, there's a couple of people sitting around reading on their own, or kind of crying into cups of coffee, or maybe there's two having a kind of murmured chat, but it's kind of desultory and basic. It's kind of the most water cooler of water cooler conversations. But no one's troubling you because of your badges, and you feel like this is a place that you could kind of gather your energies and steel yourselves for what comes next. And at that point, we are going to take a short break because we're about halfway through our 3 hours and we've all been really putting a lot into this. So it is 23 past to my clock. So shall we have 7 minutes and come back at 1/2 past? Is that okay? Or we could do longer? 7? Great.
Sounds good.
I'll see everyone at 1/2 past for round 2.
Thanks for donating. Keep them coming.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're marching through the swamp like this.
We're the finger blasters and we're here to say something.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
Do you wish to consummate this marriage?
Consummate here? No, that's
Not,
for
not, not in that sense.
not
the aquarium, Alex!
not in front of the Kraken. It's just a baby.
Maybe like a scene where you got one Bullywug like on a throne kind of thing, and then all the other races around.
Making a Bullywug supremacy code.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you're gonna see is with every single breath, her tattoos start to shimmer, and then they start to grow out of her skin into real plants, and even the ones on her neck grow onto her face.
As you
That was
leave,
fun.
you see him kind of like, he's smiling, but he's also shaking his head.
We get that a lot. Put, a hand gently on a big hand on the small of the back. Not small of the back, sorry, between the shoulder blades. Sorry, not like that. No. Between the shoulder blades. The top of the back.
Roll to seduce the goblin.
Just over the tramps now.
The dragon snorts a little bit and then says, "The conservationists, I have heard it all, and now I see that my nest has been disturbed. What a morning!" And he turns around and begins sort of like trying to tidy up bits of the nest. So, you want to advance my species, is it? How strange.
Murder.
Yeah.
Murder. You're kind of
I think we should set sail again. We've sat idle long enough, Billy. I think we should sail that way, towards those particularly majestic-looking seals. I'll get the clubs.
If you come to the bathroom and come in, you'll just hear a shout going, "No Armani, no Punani."
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Missed that perception check, huh? Life can be so short. Do you want to kiss me?
Now that's a fucking critical hit.
Roll credit.
Hello and welcome back to Science and Sorcery, playing for Palestine. : I would like to speak to the manager. So we rejoin our anthropomorphic animal ambassadors in the break room in the giant golden skyscraper of Magicorp Incorporated. Around you see there's a fridge, there's a coffee machine, there's a water cooler, there's sofas, there's kind of tables, your typical break room stuff. Would anyone like to do anything, or you just want to head straight up? Or
Can I do an investigation?
We've had some inspiration come in from the chat. So Nibbles, you have a point of inspiration as well. So who is rolling investigation?
7 plus 6 is 13.
13. You see that with a 13, I'll say that you know to roll Arcana. With a 13, you realize that there's some magic technology in here, because all the technology that you've seen so far has been kind of powered by this.
It's a 14 plus 6, 20, obviously.
Sweet. With a dirty 20, you sense vaguely magical auras coming from the fridge and the coffee machine and the water cooler. You see a little bit of that magic in people's coffee cups and in their water cups, and the kind of the yeah. So that's it.
But I don't. I see the magic, but I don't get a feeling about the kind of magic that it is. Right.
The coffee seems to be making people feel kind of a bit more energized. As you see them kind of sipping from it, they tend to kind of go from slouching to like slightly more upright, you know.
What about the water? There were 2 people talking around the water cooler.
Yes, so the 2 people, you see them sipping this water, but you can tell there's a kind of a shimmer to it, and you can tell that they seem to be not moving the lower halves of their bodies. They seem to be kind of just standing there next to the water cooler, and like their upper bodies are quite animated, and the conversation is flowing really nicely, but they're just kind of not leaving the vicinity, and they don't seem to be like inclined to walk.
What strange behavior in this biome here? I hope this doesn't catch on back home.
Seems they've adapted to this strange light.
But they don't look happy, even if they've adapted. Okay, but we're going to talk to the people from our class 4 complaint. And do we just have to say the same things that we did in the form? Because then why did we write out the form then in the first place? I don't understand this.
If you want Doe to try to understand this, you can roll something, or if you're happy for her not to, then that's cool.
Good luck.
Ida IRL doesn't understand this, so why would my magical character understand
the
this?
form, you had to get the form stamped to get the visitor pass that will get you access to the lounge, which will get you access to the executive suite. And because of the conversation
triple
with Sir
box checking.
Skitters, you got a slight upgrade to the visitor pass, which allows you, if you wanted to jump the queue, which allows you to walk in potentially unexpected, which would get you there quicker. But like, execs don't like being walked in on.
My comment was meant more existentially in the IRL world, but I will also, then remind the party or show this other key card or passing. Do you want to go right ahead or do you want to wait?
I am of two minds. I do not like surprise visitors, but I also feel that our complaint is just and timely. I cannot decide. I will have to keep thinking about it. And I start pacing around the group, grumbling.
Seeing the people drinking water and sort of there, I'll pull out my own sort of like water skin and like take a drink and eat a little crumb of cheese and like I don't think we should stay here very long. I have a bad feeling about this place.
I'm inclined to agree. Also, these lights, I don't like them.
But they do flatter you, Kepler. Very much so. I'm pointing at your ID badge.
I was told by my mother that I look good in all lighting.
This is very true. Holding up my sad, off-centered horror show of a photo. Okay, then I guess we go forward because I also don't like surprise visits, but I didn't like the surprise visit of the sludge growing at the base of the trees either. That wasn't very nice.
You are right, though. Like, we got surprise visits, and this CEO deserve a surprise visit from us.
This seems just.
I'm sure Glitterbear will be very kind and open and understanding. Okay. What do I do?
Doe, cast your magic on this door.
Okay.
So there is like a lift door, and you cast your magic by thorn whipping the button.
Cheeky Ida, the player, is like, cast bonfire? No, thorn whip. Thorn whip is the answer here. Are you what I saw was intended?
Suddenly writing in a back staircase. And like, so alongside the 68 buttons, there is also a like a slot that looks the same size as the additional pass that you were given. Yeah, so executive suite, express. And suddenly that rising feeling, the lifting feeling, comes back even stronger. And the room kind of trembles. Ooh, we've just had, thank you so much for another donation. We've had inspiration for Clue. So
Thank you.
All of the PCs have that inspiration point. Don't forget that. And then the rumbling stops. Bing! Executive suite. And before you is like a small kind of antechamber, a little kind of short corridor, basically, just with a door at the other end that says boardroom.
Boardroom. Like planks?
Oh, by the
Or
way,
like yawning.
This is the first wood that you have seen all building, like all the time you've been in this building. This door is made of a rich, dark wood. And roll me a nature check.
Roll a nature check. 15 plus 4 is 19.
This smells, the resin in this wood smells like a type of tree that grows in the forest where you live, and they grow for a long time. They grow slowly, they grow huge, and they smell incredible.
At first, Doe is very happy to see this wood and immediately casts Druidcraft to sort of accentuate the smell and the aroma, this sort of like humid, earthy, woody, mossy smell. And she's very happy for a second, and then she's like, why is it here? It should be back home, not... Why did they do this? I don't know of any trees that were old or sick or that fell to a storm. I will add it to the bottom of my letter. She pensively just jots down something else.
Yeah, the smell in your nostrils and the conflicting emotions in your heart and the kind of trembling of your handwriting.
Sir Nibbles will come in and pat you and you're there, Doe.
Maybe we can take this door back with us. I know a nice family that is growing mushrooms, and this would be a perfect place to return it back to nature.
I love mushrooms.
Me too. Oh, wait, I never asked. Liu, what's for dinner? You've been looking forward to it so much. Do you have something special planned?
Yes, it's gonna be a mushroom stew.
Wow.
Kepler, do you like mushrooms?
I have my moments. I eat all sorts of things. Mushroom stew sounds delicious, though.
So you're still stood in front of this door. It still smells amazing. It's still kind of sad. Mushrooms do sound amazing.
Do you think mushrooms get bored?
I've talked to a mushroom before. They're actually very funny. They have a very dry sense of humor. I at least the ones I've talked to.
This strikes Kepler. He has never spoken to a mushroom.
Should we all go in together?
Maybe we should knock.
Oh.
And I go and just scrape at the door a little bit.
As you kind of start scraping on the door, roll a perception check.
18 plus 1.
Ooh, nice, 19. From inside, from past that door, you can tell that from scraping it, it's a thick door. It doesn't kind of wobble when you push your weight against it. And the wood is hard. Like, you're not necessarily leaving gouges, but you're making a noise on the smooth varnish, but still making a noise. From the other side of the door, you hear. So someone is talking in there in a kind of authoritative tone. Make a melee attack against the door just to see how good your scratching is.
Okay.
And we're using strength.
Yes. Well, I have a +0 of strength, and I have just rolled a 3.
It's like you blame it on the varnish because it's very hard wood with a nice gloss varnish on it. So like, it's like trying to scratch glass, you know.
Maybe somebody else should try and knock.
I'll march up and take my shield and just sort of like bang, bang, bang. Try to like be as loud as I can.
Okay, roll. I'll let you choose either athletics or melee attack. With strength.
I'll do athletics. An 11.
An 11. It's still like it's still better than clues. It sounds kind of like tapping a dice against a table, maybe.
Oh,
Shall I?
we can try together.
Sure.
Doe will start moving backwards. Doe will, if there is space for it, she will take 20 feet.
That is exactly the length of this short corridor.
How?
What a coincidence.
She puts her staff in both hands, bends her knees downward, and actually aims her antlers towards the door and sort of looks at Kepler waiting for a sign because she will charge.
Kepler doesn't move. He's quite tall. And he just raises a fist to the door like he's going to use the flat side of his fist to fully like knock, knock, knock. And he just kind of turns and gives you a curt nod, Doe.
Doe will use her antler feature, and she will start moving towards the door in a straight line, charging effectively.
Amazing.
And I guess I will roll an unarmed strike. Right.
Absolutely.
Doe has some strength, and I will use my inspiration for this.
And Kepler, you roll either a melee attack or athletics. I'll leave it up to you. And with like these acting together, I'm gonna make them cumulative.
With the inspiration, Doe rolled a total of 15.
Nice. Thank you, chat.
With one strong strike, 25.
Whoa.
Okay, so that's a total of 40. So, like, you guys might manage to time it perfectly. Doe, I think this is probably more down to Kepler's timing than Doe's, because Doe's doing what Doe does. And so just kind of using, because Kepler's eyes are, on the side of his head, so he can see her coming in good time. And using his incredible peripheral vision, manages to time that at the same time as the impact of your friend. And yeah, this thick, like varnished, dead wood reverberates, and actually you see like some scratches in the varnish from where those antlers have scratched through it and exposed some of the wood below. And the kind of the vague kind of you were hearing from inside stops.
Doe turns around. Maybe the person inside is trapped. Maybe we have to free them. Maybe we have to break down this door.
Kepler's gonna try and pull the door open.
So as you pull the door open, you see someone walking towards, like right in front of the door, walking towards the door with their hand out, going for the handle. And it is a female presenting elf. She's very kind of neatly dressed in business attire, but not very ostentatious, with a kind of very upright demeanor, and her hand is out towards the handle. Oh,
hello.
Can we help you? Do you have an appointment?
We have an
Yes,
appointment.
Yes, we were all appointed.
At this, the key card.
Oh, let me see that. Where did you get? Well, if you've got this, then
And we also
come through. And she kind of ushers you back into the ante room, kind of looking over her shoulder and kind of closing the door. Okay, so what was it you wanted? You've obviously got this from somewhere, so there must be some reason.
We have a formal complaint.
I see.
Formal complaints.
May I see the form?
I hand the perfectly compiled form.
She looks at the form and she roll insight. Anyone can if they want.
17 plus 1, 18.
So she is she seems to she appraise it and kind of be privately impressed at how well this paperwork is filled out, but not wanting to express it on her face. But with an 18, I think you clock it.
I know she's impressed.
And she looks at your kind of poor hands and wonders how that can produce such incredible calligraphy. He doesn't even have
I look at her and just say, I practice.
Well, practice makes perfect. Let's see here. Class 4 environmental impact. For examples, with an addendum. Okay, this does all seem in order. I'll speak with Mr. Glitterbelly and see if he wants to take this now or let this meeting run through. Excuse me, 1 second. And she turns on her heel, goes back through the thick door, and you hear the kind of the clip-clop of the very muted clip-clop of her shoes on the floor. And the of chairs being pushed back, and kind of the murmuring of kind of people. Oh, and then. And then you hear the big door opens, and the assistant, who has a name badge that says Madeline Sheba. Madeline says, "Hello, yes. The majority of the meeting has been adjourned. Mr. Glitterbelly will see you now. I would recommend being on your best behavior, as he likes to deal with these things expeditiously, but on his own terms and timing. So this impromptu drop-in might have put you at a slight disadvantage, but there are some executive members in the room as well who might be able to answer some of your queries. So before you head into the room, would one of you mind rolling a d8, please?
Got a 4.
4. Okay. So Sam, 4. So you step into a large, well-appointed, what you as players would know as a boardroom, and what you as characters know as a boardroom, because the door said boardroom. But I don't know how much you know what a boardroom is.
Where are all the boards? It's so empty in here.
In the center of the room, there is
boring.
one very large board. And if you thought the door was a big slice of that wood from your home, The table is an even bigger one. It is a large, long, thick, well-appointed boardroom table with chairs up the side and at each end. Most of the chairs are currently vacant. There are four of them. In four of them are seated kobolds. Kobolds in like very nice kind of business attire. Kind of various shades of navy, gray. One of them's wearing black. They are kind of reptilian, kind of little guys. And then at the head of the table, standing, you see it's the guy from the painting. This is Godwin Glitterbelly, a tall, imperious-looking human with pale skin and golden, wiggly kind of brushed back hair in a pinstripe three-piece suit, gesturing up to a projector screen. Oh, sorry, no longer. No, they've adjourned the meeting. Looking somewhat indignantly, actually, at you as you enter.
Lord Glitterberry, and Kepler takes a deep bow.
Well, it's
Bow?
Glitterbelly, but that'll do. Can I help you?
Sir Glitterberry, we come with 4 formal complaints.
Oh, Lord will do, actually. I quite like that. Let's go back to Lord.
Understood, Lord. We have 4 formal complaints.
Yes. Yes, Madeline shared the paperwork with me. Seems that you're unsatisfied with some of the lovely aspects of being a neighbor to magical.
Not very neighborly what's happening.
And not at all lovely.
And unsatisfied is really a gross understatement.
So, if you would please stop those things, that would be very nice of you. Are you okay?
No.
Oh, you're not okay? Does it hurt somewhere?
Always. And also, no, I won't stop. Why would I stop? It's making me so much money.
Money? But what about our homes?
What about our people?
What about yours? What about... You seem fine. I mean, I don't... Is it you people... Is it offensive to say you... I don't... How do I call you?
Well, Nibbles here is a sir.
Ah! Pleasure to meet a man of bearing, I suppose. But if we're speaking man to man, Sir Nibbles, what's in it for me? Why should I cease my operations?
Well, Sir Glitterberry Belly, if you you see our people, they're suffering, and
yes.
If we all live in this world together, and if you needed something from us, and if you felt that we were somehow our grain gathering or berry gathering was bothering you or causing great hardship on you, and you asked us to help you to make a change, we would.
Well, I do want something from you. I want the rocks from under your feet. That's what I want. It's what I've been taking.
Well,
I thought we all understood what was going on here.
well, I don't think you asked, because I
No.
I know that table. I actually talked to a tree last month, and they were very sad because they said that one of their grandfathers was no longer around to talk to, and I think that's the grandfather.
Well, it was an old tree. It had to be quite large to accommodate a table of this majesty.
Oh, I will be taking
I
this
didn't know
back.
you could talk. I didn't know they could talk.
They talk, and they're very upset
wood.
and sad. They're sad.
Sorry, how is that my problem? I don't see why any of this should matter to me.
You would take the time from Doe's beautiful forest. That tree didn't grow for you.
Well, it didn't grow for me, but it's mine now. The whole world is there for us to claim and use and consume, but particularly me.
That just doesn't seem right.
Or fair.
How so?
Or just.
How so? Nobody matters as much as me.
You aren't a part of a flock.
The fairness is in the having. I have all these things. They are rightly mine.
What if I take this chair? Kepler puts his hand on a chair and starts to pick it up.
I'll thank you to put that down. Roll a strength or athletics to see, because these are, like, you have to roll pretty badly to fail, but it'll be fun.
15.
Yeah, you pick up a chair and you start walking out. Goes, excuse me, I'll have you unhand my property.
Well, it was there. It's mine now.
I don't think so. Seal the doors. And Madeline kind of presses some buttons by the door, and something goes clunk. I'll thank you to put down my property.
I believe this belongs to Doe's forest.
No. It. How can a forest own anything? It's not legally. How does a forest sign on a lease? Is it insured?
No one owns anything in the forest.
Exactly, so it's fine for me to take it.
No, everyone only uses with great care and respect for the things we have to consume, and then we give equal measure back.
She's right.
Or
that.
Nature will even the scales.
Well, I do give back to my employees. They would be starving on the streets otherwise. Think about that, huh?
They would be starving because there is no food in this town. There is no greens, nothing.
We have coffee.
That's not
magically enhanced coffee. What are you doing to your employees?
We're helping them to promote a healthy work ethic. It's good for everybody.
What would it take for you to stop hurting nature and the communities we come from?
If you can find a way to make me more money than I'm currently making from the processing, refinement, export, exploitation of your silly little home, then I'll consider it. But that would have to be a substantial income. I'm very wealthy. If you didn't, from the... Actually, Kepler, you see that as well as it's like adorning his suit, he has quite a bit of golden jewelry, which captures your eye as a corvid. He's got like a pocket watch chain. He's got a couple of rings. He might even have like a little kind of a little fine chain pendant, like above the tie. I don't know. Oh, actually, even some like little like hair rings. Sorry.
Oh, wow. You are well adorned, so your flock must care for you greatly.
My kind don't tend to flock. We're individualists. And that's the
So
way it
then
should
who
be.
gave you your trimmings, your gifts?
I took them.
But you have enough. You don't need that much more.
Oh, I'd say there's room on these fingers. Also, in the bank account, and
But what
you
purpose
know.
did they serve if you just wear them and they weren't given to you?
They're mine because I took them, and I like them, and I need them. That's all that needs to be said about the situation.
Are the kobolds doing anything at this?
They seem roll insight. The kobolds are not currently like actively moving around, but
I'm gonna spend my inspiration. That is an 11.
So with an 11, you can tell that these kobolds are very deferential to Glitterbelly. They occasionally they'll be kind of like muttering to each other in kind of hushed, quite cute, kind of skittery conversation that kobolds have. So they seem to be kind of spectating this conversation. And with an 11, I think that's what you get.
I think while the conversation's been happening, though had been like holding her piece of paper with the prepared remarks, and at the like indignance of the Cheeto, just slowly start folding it and crumbling and just putting it into one pocket. Like, I'm not going to need this. Oh.
So yeah, Glitterbelly is gonna kind of see that and say, so have you come with a proposal?
Yes, that you stop what you're doing and fix what you've broken.
Yes, but
or I'm leaving with this chair.
I think also what Kepler said, that if you take too much, nature will come and take it back. And Lord Glitterbelly, we are nature.
Well, good luck taking anything from me. And he's going to stride over and try to kind of. You see him losing his cool slightly, and he's going to try to pull the chair out of his hands.
Can Doe do something?
Not a great roll. That's going to be an 8.
Should I oppose it with something, or should I
Yep,
just hold
oppose it with your athletics.
I'll go try and help also.
Oh, Doe, did you want to say something?
No, I want to see how this resolves, if that's okay.
Okay.
It's an 18.
Absolutely.
Big strong
Okay, yeah.
bird.
So the big strong bird and the small strong mouse managed to hold onto the chair. It kind of becomes a kind of stalemate of a kind of and you can see it like his smug composure is kind of being threatened by like the kind of the standoff that you're in. Doe, did you want to do something?
Doe will walk up to the table and the chairs, looking at the magnificent wood that they come from. Tries to lift the table, but without a roll is like, oh, this is too heavy. Kind of shrugs her shoulders down, and Doe will use a wild shape. And Doe is going to turn into a black bear.
Ooh.
And you see Doe just like grow big and wide and furry and massive. Her antlers are still there, and there's a crown of flowers still on the black bear's head, as Doe the black bear would like to try to take this table and start getting out of here, but also making a show of no more.
So the two kobolds who are on the same side of the table as you kind of scatter and kind of run to the corners of the room. Roll athletics for the bear. And because this is sick, do it with advantage.
Great. That is a total 21 using bear strength.
So this is a big ass table. But this bear, you managed to sink your teeth again through the varnish and make a connection with the wood, and that touching of the wood kind of fills you with like power and confidence. And as the wood is like scraping along the floor of the conference room, but you start to drag this table towards the door, knowing that it won't fit through the door, but like
Details.
On principle. And at this, you see Glitterbelly, like it's holding on to the chair and doesn't want to let go of that. But sees something bigger of his being taken away. Looks between the two, looks at Kepler, looks at Doe. I'll be back for you, and turns towards Doe. And as he starts walking, you see his form starts to shift, and his neck starts to get longer. His sneer starts to get wider and longer. His golden curls start to writhe around each other and weave into curling horns. And his pinstripe suit kind of develops a scaly texture to it. And before you, he grows and grows, and out from under his jacket comes a pinstripe tail, and out from his jacket, the backs of his jacket grow into pinstripe wings, and you are confronted with a pinstripe dragon. And so this is like dark blue, almost black scales with lines of white scales running down the body, and the kind of where you'd have like the chest fur of a deer or something. You have a similar white patch with a black stripe running down it for the tie. And his claws and horns and teeth and eyes are gold. And he goes from like filling a room with his personality to nearly filling the room. And as he reaches out to try and grab the table, I would like everyone to roll initiative, please. And for Sam to bring up the boardroom map while I take a sip of water.
I have 14.
Rating.
All right, mine in the chat, but it's a 13.
18.
17.
Okay, so give me those again.
18. Kepler.
18 for Kepler. And let's have Hlu next.
14.
14 for Hlu. And then Sir Nibbles.
17.
17. And Doe.
Rawr.
Doe Bear.
13.
13 for Doe Bear. Okay. So first up, that's going to be Kepler. You are acting.
Amazing. I think as the pinstripe dragon turns to go towards Doe, Kepler lets go of the chair and takes that great sword off of his back. And kind of rolls his big crow head. My mother told me tales of slaying dragons. Your horde is forfeit. And is going to strike this giant dragon before it can get to his bear friend.
Roll your attacks.
All right, got 2 with the great sword. First one is a 23 to hit.
23 will hit.
Second,
yes.
Second is a 26 to hit.
That will also hit.
Amazing. And with my fighting style, I get to reroll 1s and 2s. Haha. The first one is 13 points of slashing damage. And the second one, I'm going to add a smite to.
Might.
Yeah, we love a paladin.
Reroll both of those. Amazing. That is so much math.
Nice.
20 points of damage, 9 of which is radiant on the second strike.
Okay. So yeah, you lay into this this dragon, which like it's big, but the stories that you were told from your flock talk about stuff that's much bigger. So maybe the story is exaggerated. Maybe this isn't a particularly like ancient dragon. But either way, it seems very tough. But fearlessly step up to protect your friend. Amazing.
That's my
Any
friend.
bonus actions?
Another question. I'm a paladin. I don't have a lot of bonus actions. I'm gonna call as good.
Nibbles, you're up.
I am going to draw my rapier and say, this all makes so much sense now, and run up and try to stab the pinstripe dragon in the foot.
Okay, roll your attack.
That is a 8 to attack.
That will not hit. That glances off the pinstripe scales. Man, someone needs to get Rick a set of Valkyrie dice.
I've gone through it. Yeah, I know. I've seen some of those. I've gone through 3 d20s now. I'm going to rotate another one in there.
Or
Oh,
donate
man.
to give him inspiration.
Yes,
He goes,
yes. So help Sir Nibbles out, please.
Yes.
Look at that face. Look
He's
at that
come all this
icon.
way.
They say, "Oh boy."
As that kind of glances off, so Glitterbelly kind of turned round and snarled at Kepler, and then kind of grins and chuckles at Nibbles. At the end of your turn, he's going to use a legendary action to, having been hit and missed by these melee attacks, going to point at Kepler and reach into some. How does his pinstripe scales have pockets? I don't know, but he reaches into a kind of pocket of the rest of his scales and pulls out an incredibly shiny, like gem encrusted ring that has like gems all the way around the outside and like a collection of cut gems at the top. It is real shiny.
Ooh.
And he's gonna ask a wisdom save for you. He's gonna say,
Sure.
"Are you sure I couldn't tempt you to change your mind?"
Rick, I wish I could give you my dice because that's a natural 20 for a total of 25.
Sweet.
Ooh, dang.
Awesome.
It's shiny, but you know what's shinier? Friendship. Okay, that's gonna take us round to. Oh, do you want any bonus actions, Nibbles?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Did that last thing that you did there, the ring, did that count as an attack?
No, that was
Okay.
a reflavored spell-like ability. So that's going to take us to Glitterbelly, the pinstripe dragon. So Doe is still dragging the table away.
Sure.
So he's going to use his first attack to try and grapple the table, but by extension, grapple you.
Alright.
So if you could roll an athletics, please.
It's using the bears. Stats. That is a total 16.
So he rolled really poorly. I'm getting the bricks now. So he slams a claw down to try to grab the table, but he can't quite get a purchase. He's going to take that as a challenge and attack you with his other attack. Ooh, that's going to be a 26 to hit.
That will hit.
And so he is going to. Oh, sorry.
No?
Not me rolling dice for damage. That's just me getting my dice out. I know that's a scary sound. Although that's scary enough. That's going to be. Oh no, that's going to be 7 piercing damage at this point.
All right.
I'm going to use my reaction to do a sentinel attack and say, "No, you don't!" and jump over there and try and
nice.
stab him. That is a 14 to hit.
Still not quite. It's better.
Sorry, nipples.
I think you managed to get like a bit of a better strike, but just before it hits, he kind of moves, and the angle of the scales changes. But we're onwards and upwards with the dice rolls. We can do this.
Yes. General good direction.
With the final attack, he is probably going to lash out actually at Kepler, because Kepler was so rude in refusing his offer. That's an 18 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
So that's going to be one of those. Nope, that's the wrong dice. It's going to be 9 slashing damage as his back claw kicks out and rakes you across your body. That's going to take us to Clue. You're up.
Excellent. So I am an evocation wizard, which means I can shape my spells around people. You know where this is going.
Say those 3 magic words that every DM wants to hear.
Well, I shape a bubble around my 3 friends, and then I cast Fireball.
Yeah!
And I think we are saving also the tables, because the table is still being carried, and anything that is being carried doesn't get on.
Amazing.
Best kind of rules lowering. The narrative kind.
I just feel that you wouldn't want me to set the table on fire. But
better on fire than with the Cheeto.
It's very
exactly,
considerate.
but I feel that if we can bring it back to the forest, we should, and we should burn the kobold and the dragon. So yes, fireball.
Okay, what is your save DC?
Is dexterity 14.
Okay, so 2 of the kobolds passed, 1 of them failed, and Glitterbelly failed, and that one. But Glitterbelly is going to use a legendary. No. I'm not going to give him legendary resistances because he's too young. Yes, he's going to take full damage. That one on the save.
Okay,
so roll your 8d6.
Yes. Okay, it's sorry. Let me make a note. The first one is a 5. Where is the chapter? Okay, 5 plus 2 plus 6. Yes. 5 plus 4 plus. Oh, this is good. Plus 3, 6, 2 more.
Let's do maths on stream.
Yeah, sorry. And a 5. Oh, this was good. Okay, so it's 7 plus 6, 13 plus 5, 18 plus 4, 22 plus 6, 28 plus 6, 34 plus 5, 39.
Wow.
So, two of the kobolds, in fact, I'm going to say the two who were next to each other there, they were too busy chatting to see the wall of fire coming their way. And they get Terminator 2 skeletonized, like completely like ash, and then like a black skeleton just kind of cartoon falls to the floor. Those two are toast. Glitterbelly did not like that at all. Do you know how expensive this suit is? So two of those kobolds are dead. Two of them have taken that much. Nice. Okay, any bonus actions?
No.
Cool.
Actually, maybe I'll move away from the dragon.
Okay, where are you going?
Towards the bottom of the room, away from the door and dragon.
Okay.
As far as I can.
As you leave the engagement range, you are going to get an attack of opportunity. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. 11. Does that hit? Oh, you're a wizard, actually. It might.
Yeah, but could I? I have my armor class is 11.
Meets it, beats it. Do you have a reaction? Do you have?
Do you have shield?
Shield.
Yeah, I can cast shield as a reaction.
There you go. So yeah, you got +5 to your AC until your next turn, I believe. So this is the perfect time to cast it. Okay. So yeah, ching, arcane shield of energy, tail bounces off it. So now the two remaining kobolds, they are going to kind of peek back up over the edge of the table that they've been hiding behind. Yeah. Okay, we got it. And they are going to go and lift up the wings of their sides of their suits, and they morph into bat wings. And these are, you see their little canines kind of extend in their cute little faces. These are kobold vampires, corporate vampires coming to suck your blood. So, so the top two are dead. So Sam, if we could remove those, please. The bottom two, one of them is going to go for Kepler, and the other one is going to go for Dobear. So the one against Kepler is going to get a 25 to hit.
Oh yeah.
I rolled high, and you're going to take 5 piercing damage plus 4 necrotic damage, and your HP max is reduced by 4. As this little thing kind of latches onto you and just
unhand me.
Then the other one against Doe is going to get a 16 to hit.
That does hit a black bear.
Cool. So that's going to be 8 piercing and 2 necrotic, and the bear's hit point max is reduced by your hit point. Because it's separate hit point pools. The bear's hit point max is reduced by 2.
The bear's current hit point is 2. Are you saying the max is 2, so it's 2 out of 2?
Wait,
No.
a bear has more than 2 hit points.
I'm sorry, I thought the current. Only the max is reduced. Nope, fine. I was talking about current. Never mind.
So
the bear is still there.
So you take those 2 sets of damage, the piercing and the necrotic.
Correct.
And then the amount of necrotic is how much your max hit points is reduced by.
Clear. Won't matter much
Because
because this bear won't be long for this
It's
world.
sucking the blood out of the bear. Then next up is going to be it's going to be what is her name? Madeline. Sorry, I did write that down. Madeline so is gonna she's got a clipboard in her hand and she's gonna kind of flip through some of the pages. I think this and is gonna scribble and hand a piece of paper to the black bear, and she kind of turns it around so you can read it, and it's a restraining order against being in any magical property. So could you roll a charisma saving throw, please?
You've been trespassed.
Am I near enough to Kepler, and does Kepler's presence
Yeah.
aura do anything?
This was what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I'd say yeah. Actually, you are on opposite sides of a dragon. Your aura is like 10 feet, right?
It should be 10 feet. Yeah, it is 10 feet.
Then it wouldn't
Yeah.
reach this case.
Sorry.
Okay. I rolled a total of charisma 14.
Sorry, I should have looked up the DC. That is going to fail.
I would like to expend a luck point, which is one of the feats I took.
Ooh, okay. Yes, re-roll.
Okay, let's go. Easy better. Oh, that is so much better, but I don't know if it's enough. A total 19.
Yes, you kind of you're a fucking bear. Like, what's paperwork mean to you? Maybe you let go of the table for a sec, like rip up the form and then go back to biting the table. You are not banished by this restraining order.
Oh.
You shall not be trespassed.
You go on too much with that line, we're going to get demonetized for copyright. 18 takes us back to Kepler.
Oh, Goat didn't have a turn, actually.
Yeah, I was saying, wait.
Oh no, sorry, I skipped straight to the kobolds. Sorry, the kobolds are meant to go after Doe.
Cool, we're cool.
Go ahead, sorry.
Well, in that case, I'm going to take the map position where Doe is. If Madeline was right next to Doe is going to temporarily release the table and is going to take a bear multi-attack at Doe. Let's roll. First one is a 21 to hit.
That will definitely hit. She is a buromancer.
And the second...
Not a heavily armored type of person.
And the second one is a 17 to hit.
That will also hit.
All right, so there's a bite and a claw. Let's go. 1d6 piercing. The bite goes in for 4 piercing damages. It's just kind of like grab her arm and just like shove it away with my massive
This
teeth.
is not how we do things.
And I'm going to follow up with claws. There's 2d4 plus 2. 5, 6, 7 slashing damages. Like get up on my hind legs and come down, slashing down.
So what was the second attack?
5, 7 slashing damage.
So that's 11 in total.
And this does count as magical attacks if that makes a mechanical difference.
Thank you. Okay. Also, we've had, thank you so much from the chat, more donations, more inspirations. So Kepler and Klug were tied in the poll, so you are going to both get an inspiration.
I already have one, so
It doesn't stack, so
I can donate it to
same.
one of.
Yeah, sure, you can donate.
Cool.
Yeah.
So everyone has inspiration again.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet. So that's your multi-attack.
Yes.
And
No movement, no bonus actions, and
you
I
want to
will-
drag the table?
I will just put my staring at Madeline. I'll just like resume biting the table.
Nice. Okay, so we've had the kobolds, we've had Madeline, Kepler.
Kepler, seeing this horrible dragon strike at his new friends, takes in a deep breath and is going to also take flight. And is going to use his quick little like hop of a flight, basically to just get over the top of Glitterbelly, and seeing everyone struggle with actually hitting him. He's got his greatsword in his hand, and he's like, no, and he actually pulls his feathers across his. He's got a black opal like pendant on a big heavy ribbon around his neck, and he's going to actually clasp that tightly and extend out his sword and point to everyone and cast Bless on everyone in the party, including himself at second level.
Nice. So that's a D4 on saves and attack rolls.
Yep. And I wanted to be close enough to basically split the difference between the kobold that's on me, be over Glitterbelly, and be close enough to get everyone within my aura that is 10 feet. So everyone would also have a +2 on saves.
Sure, yep, you can do that. So the kobold that's on you is going to decrease your movement speed, but like, you know, because it's kind of latched on, but it's not fully grappling, and you're not going
less
far.
than 10 feet.
So yep, everyone can be covered by the aura of protection. Everyone's blessed. Nice. Nibbles.
I'm going to feeling like probably he's been completely overlooked in his repeated ineffectual attacks. And because I have allies there, I'm gonna sneak attack, attempt to sneak attack him. And I've been warming up this die here for the past few minutes, so
You got this.
not great, not bad. And then so it's a D4 on top of that, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And you have inspiration if you need it.
Okay. So that would be 17 to hit.
Not quite. It almost, like, you can feel it like scraping along, and like you realize that the trick is you need to angle it up so it gets under the scales. Next time, get it.
Can I spend my inspiration and re-roll?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Okay, that's a 19 on the die.
You get it.
That's
Yes.
26 to hit. Woo! Thank you. All right. So
you've learned the knack. Like, you need to like twist it up at the last minute to get that sword to go under the scale.
Roll that sneak attack.
Yes.
All that sneak.
This guy's surrounded by your allies.
That's 14 damage.
Nice. After kind of chuckling at your last couple of attempts, he turns around and starts to notice you.
You will take our complaint seriously, sir.
Also, Sam, could we move Clue to the bottom of the board, please? I think that's where they moved last turn, right?
Yep.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Okay, that I keep forgetting to use my legendary actions. So many plates to spin. Okay, at the end of Nibbles' turn, we're going to use some legendary action. As two legendary actions, Glitterbelly is going to, just like Kepler took a deep breath before going airborne, Glitterbelly kind of exhales and then takes in a huge breath. He actually cranes his neck around to face the left side of the screen where you can see that open wall there. Beyond that, all you see is darkness, but you hear a kind of metallic clattering of like small, like high-pitched metal clattering, and it grows and grows and grows and turns into almost like a wall of sound, like when you're at the beach and the waves just turn into a, but it's a kind of a clinking, and then from out of the darkness, this torrent of coins just flies into Glitterbelly's mouth, and you see his gullet getting like kind of swollen with this clanking weight of metal, and then he turns round, looks at Nibbles, Doe, and honestly Madeline and the kobold, and kind of grins, and you can like see the odd coin falling out from his mouth when he does this, and then exhales this swirling, shredding vortex of coins. Dex saves for those two. Oh, Kepler.
D4 plus 2.
D4 plus 2.
Is Kepler in that?
I'm above him.
You're up. You're up, aren't you? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So not Kepler, but Doe and Nibbles and the kobold and Madeline.
We'll have needed that.
Oh my god.
Math. 15 plus D4. 16. 18 total for Doe.
13 for Nibbles, 18 for Doe.
Yes.
Doe, you take half damage.
Okay.
Nibbles, you will take full damage. I rolled single digits for both of the hench folks. I should have pre-rolled damage for the breath weapon. So 2, 4, 13, 22, 30. 30 points of slashing damage if you're taking full damage. Do you have evasion yet? As a rogue?
I don't think I think it's 6th level for evasion.
I'm
not mistaken, and I took that 1 level dip, yeah. So
so you're taking full damage, you're taking 30. Doe, you're taking half, so 15. Both Madeline and that kobold, I don't want to be too graphic, but like kind of like is it Platoon? Where there's the kind of like as they're being shredded by fire. These two are Swiss cheese. Glitterbelly clearly doesn't have a great kind of workplace culture in terms of caring for his employees. Progression sucks here.
And Doe gets like battered, and the form of the black bear dissolves, and she is back to her her servant, her dear person figure.
Okay, so that is great because now it's Glitterbelly's turn after that legendary action. So Glitterbelly is going to grin maliciously and take. He's gonna first of all try and bite you actually, and that's going to be a 25 to hit.
Yeah, as to Doe.
Yes, on Doe.
Okay,
yes.
Yeah, that hits.
And that's going to be 12 piercing. No, 14 piercing. And not going to do the multi-attack, actually. I think you're going to be grappled by that bite. So you are grappled and restrained by the bite. You are in his mouth.
Okay, so bite is automatically grappled. There's no saving.
There's no save against it coming on, but you can try to get out, or people can get you out.
Yeah.
But that is his whole action. He doesn't get multi-attack because he's doing that.
I'm going to use a reaction to make a sentinel attack.
Nice.
And that misses.
You had the knack. Is that including a D4?
Yes.
You're blessed.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I don't know if I've ever rolled this bad consistently. So.
Rough.
I'm so sorry it's on this show. Flu, your turn. I feel your pain, Rick. I go through like several week periods of rolling only single digits on the main campaign here, and then I'll get like 1 week of rolling really well. Sorry, Slew.
Yes, I feel that given that I cannot do another fireball, given that we have a kobold on Kepler and Do is in the mouth of the enemy. So magic missile on second level, so I get 4.
Mm-hmm. So those automatically hit. So roll
Yeah.
4d4 plus 4, right?
Yeah. And it's a 3.
So how do these magic missiles look when they're coming from your staff? Are they like little tennis balls?
They are, yes, from my staff, they are like little tennis ball of pure energy. So they're shaped like a tennis ball, but they glow.
But when they hit the dragon, they do make a perfect tennis ball sound.
Yes.
Yeah, like when they're coming out of the staff, they sound like getting hit with a racket, like a serve, and then they get the bounce sound when they hit the dragon scales.
Excellent. So it was 3, another 3, 1, 7, and another 1. So 8 plus 4, 12.
12 force damage. Okay. So yeah, he's gone from looking really very cocky and like, yeah, you get the sense that when negotiations don't go well, he tends to end them in this form, but he's not used to his co-negotiators putting up this much of a fight. He's used to getting his way. At the end of Hlu's turn, he's going to he's lost his Bureaumancer, so some of the spells are gone. He's going to turn around and it's going to say, really? Tennis balls? And you're going to be viciously mocked. So give us a wisdom saving throw, please.
Plus a d4.
Yep, plus a d4. Also plus the... Oh no, you're outside the aura of protection, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a crit. Can I use inspiration to reroll?
Absolutely, that's what it's for.
It's a 9 plus a d4, we said.
Uh-huh.
And a 2, so 11, and I have a +1 in wisdom, so 12.
Okay, so that's gonna be a fail. So you're gonna take 5 psychic damage. Because you thought those tennis balls are pretty cool.
Yes.
But apparently here they are just trash. And you're gonna have disadvantage on the next attack roll you make.
Okay.
Then that takes us to Do in the correct order of initiative.
And I am still grappled.
You are grappled and restrained, lost your bear form, you are in some jaws. Kind of like, it's weird being in a kind of like salivary, coiny, toothy environment. It's an odd mix of adjectives.
For mechanical purposes, the dragon is large category or huge?
Huge.
Huge. Okay. While I'm grappled and restrained, you mentioned that the dragon or Glitterbelly had a lot of jewelry on them. Do I still see this disgusting jewelry?
Yes, so some of his teeth, some of his dragon teeth are actually like either capped with gold or ringed with gold. It's not like a full grill, but like it's it's heavily ornamented. Also, his mouth is still full of the dregs of those coins as well. So there's quite a lot of metal around you.
You don't need all of this.
And he's got a tongue bar.
Having too much of something can hurt you. And I cast heat metal, and I'm going to upscale it up to level 3.
Yes.
So, and I choose
Awesome.
the metal that is being adorned by Glitterbelly.
Oh.
All metal being carried by Glitterbelly will glow red hot. Physical contact with the object will take 2d8 fire damage when I cast the spell. So now,
Is that more than 2d8 because you upcast it? Did you
You're
say you
right,
cast it
one
at level
more.
3?
Yes, one more d8. So what was that? Oh, that's a good roll. 15 plus one more. Math. 21 fire damage. And this is a concentration spell, so this will continue.
Wow.
You don't need to concentrate on it because this guy had 20 hit points left. So you are inside this horrible capitalist mouth, and you realize that all of this money, all of this gold, is like the obsession with it is what has corrupted and driven this. Well, is driving some of this insanity and malice and avarice, and that kind of concentrating on that channels the magic of the world that you live in, that you're so attuned with, into heating up all of this metal, and it starts to smell a little bit like bacon, but kind of off, like a little bit weird, and with a huge bellow of agony as all over his body and in his mouth, all of the metal starts to glow red hot. You are spat out onto the ground, and this horrible giant like corporate serpentine bastard is writhing on the floor. Can everyone make dexterity saving throws, please? Actually, because
Plus the
this is a
D4.
writhing dragon, crouching tiger, writhing dragon, crouching corgi, writhing dragon.
Inspiration. I'm using that inspiration because I need that.
Same.
Can I mechanically use luck after using inspiration?
Yes.
Oh no.
Let's do it. What am I saving this for later? Come on. Sure.
And
Oh
plus
yeah, there's
2
a
to
boss after
dough
this guy.
and a plus 2 to dough and nibbles as well.
Total 22.
21.
Two not ones in a row.
26.
Whoa.
Nice. Yes, Lou, actually, you don't need to make it because you're next to it. You all managed to dodge the flailing limbs covered and tail covered in like red hot metal, which would have hurt quite a lot if they'd hit you. But you stand back as the writhing and roaring slows. No. This is my... and it stops moving. And you are left in the stunned silence of the aftermath of this horrendous violence that you've been subjected to and had to be involved in. The the vampire kobold that is latched onto Kepler kind of
No.
What are you going to do here?
Drop it.
We sorry? We negotiate? And then it's kind of like backing towards the door.
I think we can make a peaceful accord between us if you leave.
Yes, we go. I mean, I go. I didn't see nothing. Bye. And sprints out of the door. Kind of half flapping, half running. So how are you processing this moment?
So we'll go back over to the table and just be like, we'll get you back home. We'll get you back home.
And
Kepler goes, oh, go.
Oh, no, please, Kepler, go ahead.
Kepler steps up to just the pile of coins and things and kind of looks them all over and reaches down and just picks up one coin and puts it in a like little loop inside of his chain mail.
Nice.
Looking at the kind of mess in front of us and the gold and all this stuff, Sir Nibbles says, "We have vanquished our enemy, but I think we have a lot of work to do still."
Yes.
And at that point, I step up and like I did look through all the things required from the form. I just need certain other forms to compile, and we can start fixing the problems.
At this, actually, you hear like a, and the door kind of creaks open and bumps up against the still smoking head of this dragon, and then out from the side squeezes a mouse folk, Sir Skitters. Sir Skitters is now no longer wearing his intern kind of low-level business gear. He's wearing a tiny little suit of chainmail with a little tabard that has the imprint of a mouse's paw on it. And he says, "Sir Nibbles, Doe, Kepler, so it appears I'm too late to participate in the combat, but the fact that you have survived, nay, defeated the wrath of Godwin Glitterbelly means that it enacts clause, and it pulls out like a tiny kind of staff handbook. Clause 137, section 2, subsection C. So Glitterbelly actually, so this is a little gossip I got from some of the other interns, but Glitterbelly had this inserted into the handbook, which allowed him to assume control of the company, because it allows for, in the event of a challenge to the existing or incumbent occupant, the role of chief executive officer to be transferred by dint of martial conquest. So I guess that's where the previous CEO went. Which would make, I mean, who was it? Who killed?
It was Doe.
It was Doe.
No.
This would make you the congratulations, you are the new Chief Executive Officer of Magicorp Incorporated. Yay! And
Can I
you
burn
hear
it down?
You hear a quiet pop in the corner as a kobold vampire pops a tiny bottle of champagne.
Doe, did you say you want to burn it down? I can help with that.
I see this big button over there that says intercom. Let's get everyone out and return it to nature. Let's return things to nature.
That sounds splendid. So, how do you go about doing this? Do you want to get out the table and chairs? Like, how do you go about enacting your judgment?
I think Doe would not understand what it means to really burn it down, but this is like burning is transferring energy and bringing it back down so that nutrients can grow, like forest fires. That's what'll fix things. Yeah, sure. I think she would rope in people to help bring down these table and chairs, and she has magic at her capacity to start at least burning documents, stock certificates, wills and contracts. Those are definitely getting burned.
Amazing. So as we see the the party walking towards the camera. In the background, and they're kind of carrying between them a giant table. In the background is a huge golden spike of a tower, belching, like not belching, but like smoke coming out of some of the windows, and like fire alarms going off, but like streams of employees already being out, and they seem to be trying to make what they can of what the situation, trying to understand it. But as you head back home, ready to return this wood to the earth and rejoin your communities, how are you all feeling? And are there any conversations you want to have? This is a time for that.
I think Kepler goes about like helping get all of the wood back to Doe's forest, but when he does finally return to the flock, he takes that coin off of his chainmail and goes to his a slightly thinner, still like quite beautiful and puffy other hooded crow, Kepler the Elder, his mother, and presents to her the coin by putting it in her armor.
Love that. Anyone else?
Before we said goodbye, I look at my companion and said, if you were to show up at my humble abode unannounced, I wouldn't be too happy, but I wouldn't turn you away. Thank you for working together and defeating this evil.
Wow, the greatest honor and compliment Clue can bestow.
Yeah, so before we part ways, Sir Nibbles would say to his comrades here, it has been an extreme honor to walk among you and work together to bring some peace back to our land. Please, if you ever wish to visit the burrows, you will be welcome. Although you probably won't fit inside, but we'll figure something out. And I wish you all the best.
We can have a picnic. We're mice. We can make things work. Says, oh, that's no, his voice is a bit higher. We're mice. We can make things work. Says Sir Skitter, and Sir Skitter seems to be really like looking at you with a lot of respect, with a lot more humility. Because he's this road to redemption disgraced hero, and you're the one who helped him get on that road to redemption. Doe, any last thoughts before we wrap?
Doe would, if with permission, would give everyone a hug, thank them for showing her a different way to communicate, sometimes with aggression, sometimes mostly with actions. Would drag the table back to her woodland home. It would get sanded down, and for the after a couple of months, everyone in the party would receive via animal messenger small shipments of like shiitake mushrooms that were grown from the side of this now sanded return to nature giant table.
Everyone's mushroom stews are delicious. Wow. So that is going to bring us to the conclusion of this story. Thank you so much for playing this with me. It really means a lot. Thank you so much to everyone joining us online as viewers and donating. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Aida, Rick, Alfredo, Kai. You've been absolutely incredible.
Thank you, Khalil.
Let's do a quick round of where can people find you if they want more of you. Aida, start with you.
Hi, my name is Aida. You can find me on Twitter, on the internet as In The Pan. Actually, on May 18th, 19th, I'm going to be working with a community called Roll for Good, and we're going to be raising money for Doctors Without Borders. A lot of the important work you're doing in Palestine, South Sudan, and across the world. We're having 2 days, 6 one-shots international diverse tables, amazing games. So if you can come there to Roll for Good, FOR, Roll for Good, we'd really appreciate you there. Thank you so much for supporting this table and this event. Great job to Science and Sorcery for everything they've been doing. And I hope to come back with all of you and play again.
Yes. Yeah, and there are some amazing, amazing people involved in Roll for Good. So definitely do check that out. Rick.
Howdy, Rick Perry. You can find me online anywhere at Richard H. Perry. Honored to play today with y'all. It was such a hoot, and thank you to everyone who donated and tuned in, and thank you, Science and Sorcery.
Well, we'll see you in the Vulture Dimension.
That's right.
Oh, so not Clue, Alfredo. I got too into the character.
Sorry. Yes, but this
also,
is the real
Clue is
Clue.
now on screen.
Yeah, this is the real Clue. Thank you very much for all the... He is a very good boy. He was such an angel this afternoon. Thank you very much for everyone who donated and just watch. Thank you for organizing. You can find me everywhere online as at Dr. Alfredo, Dr. Carpinelli, or you can check my charity, Pride in STEM. Thank you very much, and see you next time.
Kai.
Hi everybody, I'm Kai. You can find me everywhere as Estella Limladris. Normally on Saturdays, but not today. You can find me on Transplanter RPG, which is an all transgender people of color led non-colonial anti-orientalist multiverse show where we are on our second campaign. We're about to end our second arc, having a good old time over there. But tomorrow you can actually find me raising money for Black Girls Code with Telltale Hearts Games. They're doing a Star Wars weekend this weekend. I'm in a one-shot tomorrow morning called Bouquet of Dilfs, where we will be delivering flowers on Coruscant. But we'll be, they have all BIPOC cast all weekend doing, I think it's like 8 or 9 one-shots raising money for Black Girls Code. And then you can find me also tomorrow night. I'm starting my first show that I'm producing called Fallout Angels and Atoms. It's a Fallout tabletop show where I'll be playing a horrible robot. Yeah.
Incredible. Definitely check out all of these wonderful players on socials and stuff, and all of those projects. Also, want a massive thank you again to Valkyrie for all the lovely dice. Sight and Sorcery is the discount code. Also, massive thank you to Sam, who's been the producer on all of these streams. So we need to wrap up so that he can have a little break before the next stream, which starts at 8 p.m. BST, and that's going to be the final stream of Playing for Palestine. So I hope you're all hyped for an incredible game then. All right, see you soon. Love you. Free Palestine.
Thank you,
so much.
bye.
Free Palestine, bye.
Free Palestine.
Bye.
Free